Now they both look really good scans, but as I say, they all look good when they're this far away. But what are they like when you zoom in on them? That's the real test. Hello, I'm Charlie and welcome back to my channel. So another video today with the Sermoon P1 from Creality. This, as I've said before, is a brilliant scanner. As promised, I'm going to be scanning the engine compartment of my car. I'm going to scan it in NIR mode, laser mode, look at the results in Meshmixer, and I'm going to have a look at which is the most accurate and which is the easiest to do. So stick around then, people. Let's get on with it. Okay, then let's get this show on the road then. First of all, I'll go to New Project, Settings, I'm going to go to Infrared, Point Cloud, Normal Mode then, another Large and Geometry. Now then, when I start a scan like this, I always try and start at somewhere which is feature rich. So if we go to that bit there then to start with, and press Start, and let's see what we got. Let's just start building it up now. You've got to be really steady to start with, because what you don't want to do is jump ahead too far on something which hasn't got many features. Because if you do, you'll instantly lose it. So, let's go back up this bit then, which I already know. Cross to that bit. And then down here. So that's basically tying in the features to get me some sort of a map. Okay, so this bit in the middle here, which says Ecotech on it. If I was to go left straight onto that now, I would probably lose it. Because there's no features in it, so I'm going to come down to like halfway up it. Go across. And then up that side of it, and then back on the other way. See, so I've sort of gone all the way around that now, making sure that that in the middle is not the only thing that I've got. And again, when I do this bit at the front now, I want to keep all that pipe work in, and I want to come across here to try and get some of the body panel in, keeping the features in. It's got to be said though, this is really easy. Let's try and get some of this front panel in here. Again, there's not many features on this, so what I'm trying to do is keep the pipe work in at the same time. So I've got the pipe work off the frame, and this panel at the front is the other half. So I'll come around this corner a little bit. Now today, I'm doing this actually in bright sunlight. I don't know whether the camera will do this justice actually. The bit I'm on now is actually in bright sunlight. And the bit over here is in shade, just the way the sun's coming up this morning. So look what the screen brightness is on. Screen brightness is on full, and I can see this perfectly well. Okay, so I've got a good overview of this now. It's not very green on that bit there, is it? See how it went red then? And that went red then because I've got too much of this centrepiece in the Ecotech bit in, top of the rocker cover, because it's got no features on it. I'll try and keep the pipe working at the same time. Okay, so let's come down to a bit of an angle now then. Let's see what I can get underneath there. Well, it went red then, I lost it completely then. We'll go back to somewhere it knows, and it's picked it back up again. Again, it's lost it. So let's quickly come back to somewhere it knows. There we are, got it. And it's because of this thing here, it's flat on the top. It's quite flat on the top and featureless. Trying to get at different angles now with this. And see if I can build up the side of this rocker cover now. See if I can get the back of this rocker cover. Okay, so coming in at this angle now, then I'm getting things, coolant chamber for instance, I'm getting the side of that, aren't I? Lost a little bit of tracking. There we go, got it back. Now then, see if I can get the front of that radiator now, because I'm at this angle. Perfect. Now I'm going to come at it from this angle. Find somewhere it knows. Okay, I've struggled to find something there. Ah, got it. See how it suddenly clicked in? And got it. So now if I turn around now slowly, I can now get in this bit. Now if I come in at this angle now, I should get the other side of this rocker cover, pipe work down there, and over at this side to get that radiator. And because I leant over the engine from the other side, if I just do this now, I should get into this back piece. You see, now what I'm doing now is I'm coming down at a little bit of an angle, just to try and starting to get into the grille. It's not going to pick that headlight up because there's no spray on it. Let's come back a touch, there we are, got it again. just to try and get that bit of a grill in. And because this grill's got features, I could probably come down the front of this grill now. See, we're just building things up. Just coming down bits at a time. So now I can probably come down the grill a bit more at the front, look. Because that's Chevrolet sign in the middle. Lock it into that. But the more I come round this corner now, the harder it would be, because the headlight hasn't got any spray on it. And obviously, even if it had, there'd be no features in that headlight, so I'll struggle there. Okay, I'm going to stop that now then. I'm going to finish that scan at that, I think. I'm really keen to see how that comes out. It's difficult to be 100% confident on this screen, because obviously it's a small screen, isn't it? I'm actually going to fuse this and mesh it up on the computer. But before I do that, I've got this bonnet up and I've got these cameras on. I've got to do a bit of laser scanning here, haven't I? We put some dots out and let's come back with a laser. Okay, so let's try a laser scanning of this. I've just put some dots all over here now, and what I've tried to do is I've tried to make it so the dots lead into each other. So the dots along here, hopefully they'll all feed into there, onto the battery, up to there, onto there. These and a few on there, hopefully that will feed over to there with a couple there. Here, linking onto that, round this corner here, onto there, and up round there. Now then, I'm going to do this in a global marker. This is the classic for a global marker. Now this is, go to global marker and apply. Like I do all the while, start off somewhere which has got a fair few, and then just lead out slowly. See, that's not enough there, that isn't. Have I got enough to go over onto that bit? I probably have. No, maybe not. If I go slowly, a bit more of an angle, oh yes I have. See how I've basically just fed them markers into each other? Because I'm building up a map. Come at a bit of an angle now so I can get a minute an angle. Now there's probably not enough here. Can I get over onto this bit? So that's basically told you I haven't got enough here to get over onto that, and I haven't got enough here to get over onto there, so I need to add a few more around here. So let me just do that and I'll come back. So delete that scan, new scan, global marker, apply. So again, start up in the middle, and now see if I can transition over. Oh, I've got some now, haven't I? Transitioned over then. Basically, think about this like a load of stepping stones. It's a load of stepping stones out and about that you place out in the countryside, but you've only got a certain stride length, and you've got to be able to jump from one to the other. And if you can't jump from one to the other, there's no chance of it working, is there? This is the beauty you see about the global marker. Because if this had been the normal scan, the normal marker scanning, I would have spent half an hour on this, scanning it. I'd have come to the bit round the corner here, and it would have been, I can't jump that gap now. So you'd have lost it all. How many markers have I got there now? 119. And let's start to cross-line laser this now. And as long as I keep the markers in sight, it knows exactly where it is. Now let me demonstrate something now then. If I pause that now, and then move over here now, and then press start again, to get it to some markers it knows, it will basically start to scan that. So I pause it now then to demonstrate. See, I've got a massive gap in between the scans, and that's because it knows where it is. Now if this was just normal marker scanning, once you've done that bit there, there's no way in the world you could go into that bit, because it has to map it as it goes along. But it doesn't need to on this. I just sped this up a little bit now, but basically I just steadily went over the entire engine as best as I could, making sure that the markers were in sight of the scanner and I was at some sort of an optimal distance. I did struggle a little bit, it's got to be said, but I think I'm going to put that down to the fact that it was really bright. Laser lines and bright sun, they don't really mix, but fair play to the thing, it absolutely did it, and it did it quite well, to be fair. I mean, have a look for yourself, you'll be the judge of it. Okay, I'm going to pause it at that then. And have a look at what I've got. I'm struggling to get in this, down that bit there, because there's not many dots on it. Obviously being an oily engine, it's difficult to put the dots in there, so that's why the NIR is so good. And that round there as well. I haven't got many dots on there, so I'm struggling. And that bit there, where I thought I'd come round that corner quite well. Whether it was the sun that was stopping me or not, I don't know. So let's just see if I can pick this little bit up again. See if I can do it a little better because now the sun's gone in a bit. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I was struggling with this to start with. I've already been around here once. I really struggled. But this is the side of the car, as I said to you, which has got all the sun in. But this is a real good test for this scanner. It's a really bright sunny day and you can still do it. You can see the screen well and you can laser scan. Pause that. Look where we are. As I said, I'm struggling with that bit there because there wasn't many dots. That corner there, I thought I was struggling because of the dots, but it turned out to be the sun. So then I ordered the engine. I've lasered this as best as I can. Let's get up in the office. Let's have a look at it. Let's go mesh them, fuse them, see what it looks like. So there's the two scans in Meshmixer then. Just for reference here, they've both been fused at 1mm. With a big scan like this, you don't really need to go any less than 1mm, and it's an engine bay at the end of the day, isn't it? Obviously the NIR scan is on the left and the laser one is on the right hand side. Now they both look really good scans, but what are they like when you zoom in on them? That's the real test. Let's start off then by making the NIR scan full screen. It's a good scan that is, isn't it? But as I say, they all look good when they're this far away. So when you start zooming in, that you see the real difference. So let's just do that then. Let's zoom in and have a quick look around. The shock absorber tower there. I think that's the brake fluid top up there. Bit of pipe work here. I mean, I'm no mechanic, I ain't got a clue what I'm looking at. On the shock tower, I think that's the coolant expansion chamber. Coming over to the battery and the airbox. Just the detail on there, look where it says no housing. So that's a good scan, isn't it? It's a really good scan. Down to 1mm. There's a few little things on it that I don't like it does. I mean, that here, for instance there, that's a round pipe, so why on earth has it thought it's got to make it like a flange there like that? It's as if it's trying to mend it. It can't get underneath it. It's got no data underneath, so it thinks it's repairing something, doesn't it? I wish it would just think to itself, okay, the scanner's there, so I'm not going to try and mend anything. I'm just going to fuse it to there and mesh it to there. There's another bit on the back of here as well that I wished it wouldn't do. This rocker cover here, as I kept calling it yesterday. I mean, that's okay there, it's nice and square, but when you come to this side, and it's like sort of melted it into there, why has it felt the need to like sort of melt it into there? Because that bit of data wouldn't have existed there, would it? That'd have been made up by the software, wouldn't it? Thinking that that should join that, so I'm going to mend it. These pipes, look, them are round pipes, so why have we got these edges on here? But I suppose that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to NIR scanning. Let's make the laser one full screen and let's have a closer look at that. Let's have a look at, now this one, look at these pipes. You know what I mean? That's how I would like to see it on the NIR scan. Where there's no data, just stop. You know what I mean? Don't make something up. Where there's no data, just stop. Obviously there's not as much detail in this. Probably a couple of reasons. I was struggling to get from here to here, wasn't I, because of the dots on there that we struggled to get across. And the sunshine as well was playing a part. But we can't wait till the night time before we want to scan anything, can we? We've got to do it in sunshine. We've got to scan these things in sunshine, haven't we, sometimes? Let's have a look at the back of here. I mean, we haven't probably got the same setup there, have we, where it's melted it in, because there's not enough detail in there. It's a good scan though, isn't it? I mean, you can't take that away from it. It's a good scan. Let's just have a closer look at the detail here. So the top of that fuse box there, to the top of there, as you would expect, a lot sharper on the laser side. You know, what do you want to use this scan for? Are we talking about making a space claiming scan? Maybe we wanted to redesign the reservoir or something for the brakes. And whether you wanted to see what you'd made would fit, then that would be good enough, wouldn't it? You could come in here at an angle, you could see whether it would fit in there. You could see whether it would fit in there. You could come underneath, see how much space there is under there. It'd work, wouldn't it? But let's say you wanted to make something which bolted onto the side of there. You wouldn't be able to work out from this scan at this resolution whether the holes were the right size. But if that's what you wanted to do, you would take that off, wouldn't you? You would take that off and then you would either laser scan it or you'd NIR scan it at a greater resolution. One more thing to bear in mind as well is, what was the setup time on the NIR scan? I lifted the bonnet, got the scanner out the box and started. What about the laser scan? I had to cover the engine in dots. I had to do a global marker scan. I found out to start with I hadn't put enough markers out, so I had to do it again. But again, what do you want? Do you want accuracy or do you want space claiming? So which is best and what should you use? Obviously it depends on the job, it's for you to decide. I hope you've enjoyed watching that video as much as I've enjoyed making it. So until the next time, thanks for watching.